we had Rivian launch day yesterday.
Yes.
Uh, w- what
And
was your thoughts, your takeaways?
well, you had the summary tweet or post on X, which I thought was perfect,
Yes, I can
which
pull
was
this
that
up.
every person who has looked at this car, driven this car, now like it has expanded. I think they did the sort of like hybrid car influencers, or the way more bigger influencers a couple months ago, where everybody was giving it rave reviews. Now they open it up to a lot larger audience. Everyone has given it absolutely rave reviews. It's really cool to see. These headlines are incredible. The Rivian R2 is the best new car I've driven in years. What is that? In Men's Journal, Edmunds, the Rivian R2 is the competent. It's almost, it's so competent, it's almost boring. Here's why
Here's
that's a
why
good
that's a
thing.
good thing.
Yeah. The Verge Rivian R2 is too much fun to let it drive itself. Well, right now it can't really drive itself, so that might be a interesting little compliment there. But yeah, all the reviews have been very positive. So what were your thoughts on this thing? I know you've
Yeah,
been considering buying one, right?
uh, I would like to buy a Rivian as my next car when I'm ready to buy my next car, which will
A car.
be a
Okay,
little
gotcha,
while. But yeah.
gotcha.
Um, so I don't think both of us didn't really know what to expect going into launch day because it wasn't very clear like what was gonna happen. It's almost like
Right.
Y2K. Like it's some sort of event, but you don't really know. Um, so I was pleasantly surprised, and it makes sense that the embargo for all these reviews lifted. And then obviously the reviews were great, like you mentioned, which is what I would have expected, but it's great to have that validation. I think the bigger piece or the biggest piece of news here is that it actually launched on time. Over 2 years ago, when they unveiled R2, they said it was going to launch first half of 2026, and they did that. And that's
Right.
really important. One, because their main competitor struggles with this very launching vehicles or products in general on the deadline.
Their
And
main competitor's founder/CEO just has a timing gap issue in his head, but
yes,
that's okay. I mean, they still do a great job on things. He
yeah, they
just
do it,
doesn't get timing of
but
anything
it's
correct.
important. It's important to take Rivian's timelines
More
differently than
seriously.
Tesla's, right? Than Tesla's timeline,
That's
and
exactly
that's super important because they have some very critical timelines coming up with the launch of autonomy. So
right.
while they met the R2 deadline, that doesn't guarantee they're going to meet their autonomy deadlines, but it does build a lot of confidence that
Credibility.
I could
Yeah.
trust them and that they will hit those deadlines. So I thought that was, even though it was to be expected that they were going to launch today, I thought that was the
Yeah.
biggest takeaway is like they did it, and that's
Right.
pretty important.
With consistent positive reviews, which makes me very bullish for Rivian. And of course, it was a sell the news event. The stock is down significantly since the launch. It won't be long if the stock price continues to be suppressed like this, where I would be interested in adding to my Rivian position. So I haven't pulled the trigger on that either yet. I still haven't done it on Bumble, which is extremely attractive. I want to see a little bit more progress. I'm very curious what Rivian's delivery numbers are going to be for this quarter. So we'll get those on July 2nd, I believe. So that'll be an interesting number that I'm going to be looking forward to. And then on Bumble, I want to see the new product released, or at least
Right.
rolled out, or previews of it shown, or something
Yeah, more
before.
details.
Uh, yeah, but the price is certainly very attractive at the 280 price point. So both of those are starting to get my attention for sure a little bit.